Hi, you guys. Sorry we're late a little bit. It was my fault here. We're still not really used to the schedule of this additional new show, but you understand that the reason for it is that we want YouTube to be very happy with us and not lose touch with you. So this is the safe stream version of the regular show, which is at forbidden link down below this video. But the one that we're going to keep here is one where it's really short because I have to be ready for the other one in about 15 minutes. But just to let you know what we're talking about, for those of you who don't want to change platforms or go anywhere, today it's about, well, let's see, I can't really mention that. It's about one of the big problems in the world, and that it's a fake version being promoted right now, and we can't talk too much about that because it'll violate everything. So what it comes down to, I can tell you, and that's that if our objective in the world, since we're inhabitants of this planet spinning around in the middle of space, you know, with all this amazing display of galaxies and everything around us, and occupied in our little piece of it on this planet called Earth, we want to be able to have our lives in peace and have a healthy existence and prepare it well for our children and let them have a good life too, and not be in a world where things that I can't tell you about, which are happening. We don't want to have that go on. So what they call it when you get rid of these crises that are going on and everybody wanting to fight and blow up the world and all that kind of thing, what you call it when that is out of the way is they call it world peace. And it means you get back to normal, or at least have a chance to get back to normal, which is kind of a long forgotten state, because in recent history, like for the last several thousand years, it hasn't been very peaceful. And there's been this gradual movement on a part of a group that I can't describe to you on this show, has been working for a long, long time, at least thousands of years that I've traced back, to make things very unpleasant for the people living here and to end existence in the world. And they have their own version of world peace that they would like to work for. And that's where everybody is the same. And it's a kind of a fraudulent version of equality, where everybody is literally identical. They wipe out independent thought, emotion, dissent. That's a big one. They really have wanted to get rid of all dissent for quite a while. And they figure there are ways to do that, which I can't talk about here because that might violate something or other. And that's going on right now from all different directions that are working toward that kind of world peace where dissent is over and eventually life is over. And they're kind of inching toward that with the idea of saving the planet by eliminating life, at least life that is based on carbon life forms, which includes like humans, animals, things like that. Actually, plants are also carbon-based and breathe carbon dioxide, and they want to eliminate carbon dioxide. So, their idea of world peace is not really very desirable for anybody that's conscious to want to go toward. And there's another kind. Well, the idea is if we don't do anything, then the version of world peace that they're moving us toward has the advantage, and we really don't want that to be the one that wins. So the other kind is based on freedom, freedom of thought, individuality. Everybody is their own unique individual. You get to live however you want to live and speak and think and believe and act, as long as you don't intentionally take away the rights and freedoms of other people and respect their private property and things like that. In fact, those are the principles that are called natural rights that were encoded into the founding documents of America, the United States, and that's why that country is so important. It doesn't mean the people there are any better than people anywhere in the world. That's not true at all. Everybody's uniquely valuable, but it was a unique setup of a country because they founded it on the idea that everybody has natural rights from God, not from government, not from an international organization, not from an NGO, not from a bank, anything like that. You just have your rights. And I would say you're born with them, but I'd say you have some of them before you're born as well that are being violated right now, that has to be fixed along with a lot of other things. But the basic idea is that those rights belong to everybody all over the world or anywhere they happen to live or get born or travel to, and they can't be taken away. So the other kind of world peace is where everybody is respecting everybody else's rights and seeing them as a form of themselves in another form. So it's like love your neighbor as yourself. That's not just some kind of a slogan or something to memorize and believe. That doesn't really do anything. Say, oh yeah, I believe in such as that. You have to actually incorporate that into your existence every day and make your decisions moment to moment based on that. I think I can safely say that in this version of the show because it's basically a very nice idea. It is normal. It's just we haven't had it for a while, a really long time. So my suggestion, and what I wanted to mention on this show, since I can't talk about any of the unpleasant problems that we go into on the regular show on this one, but I can say where we're going, or where we'd like to go, is back to normal. You know, humans designed on a really amazing pattern. You know, it's been said they've been made, all of us have been made in the image of God. It doesn't mean that you have the right size eyes or nose or mouth or anything, or right color skin. Everybody's appearance, the way they're born, if they keep it healthy, is the way that it was designed to be. And that's your costume. That's not you. And there's a unique background that goes with it genetically and in heritage and everything, but it's not you. We're pure spirit, or whatever you want to call it. We're the consciousness that lives inside the costume. So the idea that those people who are actually consciousness should be fighting about really dumb things like what somebody's costume looks like, what color the skin of it is, or the hair, or the eyes, or, you know, people have gone crazy and learned to fight about pretty much everything. And some of the people are so determined to fight, if it looks like there's danger of an agreement and harmony coming up, they'll just switch sides and argue from the other side. The point is just to keep fighting no matter what. And I'm suggesting that what individuals do, which route to peace you choose, you know, whether you want to force everybody to agree with you or have mutual respect and love for everybody. There's a big difference between those two ways of getting to peace, and there's one that leads to a lot better outcome. And right now, there are rulers that are trying to bring us to the one where there's no dissent, no difference, and people who don't understand what's going on are helping them get there, and we shouldn't be doing that. You know, it is possible for a world that has been turned in many respects really hellish, that there's so many people having a hard time. It could be the opposite, not with government taking care of everybody, but with the people being free and then having the consciousness to make use of that freedom, because freedom by itself with an unconscious population doesn't result in any good at all. You give freedom to insane people, they just kill each other. So you have to be able to use the freedom well, and that's all consciousness. And that's what we're going to talk about in the regular version of the show. But in this one, I just wanted to get the main essence of the point across, that there's more than one way to world peace, and some are good and some are ones you wouldn't want. And it's good to wake up and realize the difference, and that everything that you do all day, every day in your own life is supporting one or the other ways. And if we're condemning other people and fighting with them when we don't have to, other than pure self-defense, that's about the only justified reason for any kind of fighting like that, at least with force, then it's up to us, and we're demonstrating our decision every day of which path into the future we want. And I'm encouraging you to choose the one where we honor the individuality of everybody, and we really don't have to try to hurt each other. We can be mutually supportive. That's not a really hard thing to do. It's actually normal. And if you do that to help somebody else, it helps you immediately. There's nothing unselfish about it at all. It's real selfishness, because it helps us all at once. So think about that. Let me know what you think. This is prelude to our Sunday show, which will be starting in about 10 minutes from Saturday show starting in about 10 minutes from right now. That's Lost Arts Radio Live. We also have a Sunday show, which I was thinking of, and that one has guests on it every week, 6 o'clock Pacific time, 9 o'clock Eastern. And if you want to know where to find that, just catch up with us at lostartsradio.com and go there, and you'll find out what platforms we're still on. It won't list the ones that we've been kicked off of. We're trying to avoid that with our YouTube subscribers right now. And so go to lostartsradio.com. If you want to support us, there's donate buttons there too, or subscribestar.com/lostartsradio. And stay in touch. We really enjoy your communication. There are contact forms on the website. What else do I want to tell you? There's a lot of archives on many platforms. Those are all free. If you want to join a supportive group to get deeper into some of the things we talk about on the regular show, that's at planetaryhealingclub.com. And the Lost Arts Radio Live is still on many platforms in its full version, and that's the one that'll start just a few minutes from now. Want to see where that is? Go to lostartsradio.com and hook into it live for free in just a few minutes. And we'll meet the brave ones of you there who want to see the full version. The other people that would rather keep it simple and safe, I've mentioned some things that are really important, and they're no less real just because they're in the short version. And don't fall for fighting with each other. That's really being promoted right now by the people who are supposed to be looking out for our best interests. They're promoting us fighting with each other over really dumb things. Don't fall for it, and realize that inside the costume, underneath the mind programming and the differences in physical appearance, is the same exact spirit and consciousness. Honor that, and you honor yourself. And you help change the future for the better. So anyway, really glad I get to talk to you for a few minutes, even if it's in the short version. And if you want the longer version where we get into some of the safe and unsafe things to talk about, just look at the link below and I'll meet you in a few minutes, okay? So take care of yourself, have a good rest of the weekend, and I'll talk to you shortly.